Welcome back to the channel. Today's episode will be a day that lives in infamy. A boy's first heartbreak will start him on a journey to becoming a man. That's it. If you're a man and you're listening to this, you know that's right. You know. I remember my first heartbreak. Let's take it back to high school. Prior up to high school, I don't really count things as relationships, anything like that. This was before the talking stage, situationships. This era right here was really just practice mode. It wasn't until I got to my 10th grade year when I say I truly had my first girlfriend. I'll never forget it. So, beginning of the year, me and the homies, we were always chilling by the trophy cases. The trophy cases was near the entrance of the school. So, anybody that got off the bus, they will walk through that front door and they would have to pass the trophy cases. This was the hangout spot for us and a couple other people. People would dap us up left and right. They'll try to get in our little circle, squeeze in by the trophy cases, all that good stuff. I remember those days. It was fun. A lot of healthy conversations, a lot of toxic conversations, but brotherhood was made there. And I remember one day, I seen this new girl. I'm like, dang, who is she? Right? I'm peeping. I'm like, okay, I gotta get that. As a couple days go by, I see that she knows someone that I know. I'm like, okay, I see my opening. If you know me, I wait for my openings in order to strike. I need precision. I have to guarantee my shot will have a chance to go in uncontested. So one day I approached that associate that we have in common. I'm like, yo, who is that? And she was like, oh, this is Kate. That's what we're going to call her, Kate. She was like, yeah, Kate is new to the school and she's getting used to it. She don't know who to talk to, this, that, and the third. So she's feeding me intel. And I was like, yo, you got to put in a word for me because I'm trying to bat that. And as a couple of days go on, I forget about it. And then she hits me up. She was like, hey, yo, Kate wants your number. She wants you to talk to her, stuff like that. What did I do the next morning by the trophy cases? I approached her. And from that point on, we got each other's Instagram, numbers, and we just start communicating from right there. So listen, back in these days, relationships progress super fast. Like I said, the talking stage wasn't really a thing. And so we're texting on day one, we're getting to know each other, wherever the case is. Second day, we're officially like in a relationship. That's how fast it went. We're texting throughout the week. And it gets to a point, if you know in high school, if you're always walking with a girl, people already know that, hey, that's bro. Like, don't even mess with her. We're walking each other to classes. We're having the greatest time of our lives. And mind you, she lived the neighborhood over from me. Like, I lived in this apartment complex. There was like this tiny piece of woods area. And all we had to do is just cross over a pipe, and I'm into her neighborhood. That's how close she was. Like, she stayed less than 5 minutes walking distance from me. And so as time progressed, I'm starting to know who she really is. And peak was around 2 years from my sophomore year to my senior year. And once I get to know her, I'm understanding for the first time in my life that, oh, she has a lot going on. Her home situation wasn't the best. She wasn't really cool with her mom. I don't think her dad was in her life for real. I can't remember, but we will have our ups, we will have our downs, and I was really a chill guy, and she was chill too, but like I said, we were young and we didn't really have a plan. And when you're in high school, you really honestly taking it day by day. And so things became more toxic over the years. And like I said, that first week, we said we love each other pretty much that fifth or sixth day. I don't know what was going on, but it was that infatuation period. And so, pretty much going to the end of my junior year to my senior year, this is where things peaked for us in toxicity. I mean, we were arguing, we were cheating on each other, we were doing left and right. It's high school. And eventually, we end up breaking up. I don't know who broke up with who, but it was pretty devastating. Like, this is one of the worst things I ever went through in life. Imagine over these 2 years, we lived near each other. We was kind of with each other every day. We were bonding. I was helping her with her problems. It was just so much emotionally invested. And when we broke up, it's just kind of like my world went from colorful to black and white. And my heart truly, truly hurt. And I remember towards the end of my junior year, going into the summer, It was the worst time period for me. I mean, I am trying to get her back. I am going to her house. I'm like, yo, we can fix this, we can do that. And it's just not working out. And we get into, and so now we're going to my school year. We're not together. And she ended up popping out with another dude at my school that I was cool with. And so having to go through that, like seeing it, and nobody really knows that we broke up except for the homies and maybe her friends. They're walking around together, they're kissing each other, they're at breakfast together. So it's like, everybody's kind of looking at me, looking at them, looking at me like, yo, what is going on? And I'm just like, bro, I couldn't take it. I remember I was crying at school, bro. That's how painful it was. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. My heart physically was hurting. I was out bad. This is where I fell into a depression. One, because she was depressed throughout the entire relationship. I'm a firm believer that when you're helping someone when they're really depressed and you don't have any healthy emotional regulations, techniques, you're going to pretty much take on that depression and it's going to be 10 times as worse. And that's what happened to me. I was just not who I was, right? I love drama in high school, like theater. And my senior year, I couldn't even be fully invested into theater class. And that was my outlet right there. That's how bad it was. I was just not myself. One day I will break down this story to y'all in depth, but during that moment, I realized that I have no sense of identity. My identity was the relationship. Without her, I was lost. I didn't know who I was. And she's out here, she's dating another guy, she's having fun, she's living her best life. Me now, if I had myself back then, I would have been A okay. I honestly would have. But I didn't have any guidance, right? This is my first time going through something like this. And this breakup affected me years after. And so this was my first real experience into becoming a man. I was no longer a boy after this. I'm 18. I'm heartbroken. I'm depressed. I got college coming up. I can't focus on anything. And so I carry that into my later years in life. And it took me probably 3 to 4 years after this happened to really like get over that, to get rid of that depression. And so, what I'm here to tell you that if you're a boy experienced your first heartbreak, I want you to learn from me. When your first heartbreak has you knocked down, depressed, wanted to give up, I need you to get back up. No matter how much it hurts, I need you to get back up. I need you to find your hobbies, your passion again. I need you to fight through this because if you allow yourself to get lost in this depression, this heartbreak, this hurtfulness, it's going to be so much harder for you to come up out of there. I don't want it to take years for you to heal. When you're experiencing your first heartbreak, definitely feel it. I'm always a firm believer, and whatever you're feeling, feel it for a couple days, maybe up to a week. Then after that, you shrug it off. You fight against it. You no longer have to soak in this depression. No, go out there, push yourself to enjoy life because once you get out of high school, life doesn't get any easier. Every decision you make, it will affect you and everyone around you. Don't ever put a woman on a pedestal. You always put you first. Because if you cannot be who you are fully, if you cannot emotionally regulate your feelings, if you cannot think logically, then everything around you is going to be chaotic. Discipline is key. I'm not saying your first heartbreak is not going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot. You're going to feel that pain in your heart. You're going to be crying. You're going to be sobbing, weeping. Your body is going to be in pain. Interests that you have in things are going to go away. But it's only up to you to get better. You can't have someone want better for you and you not want better for yourself. You have to want better for yourself. You have to have self love. Self love is so important to have. I didn't have it back then. My love that I thought I had for myself was the love for her. It was the love for our relationship that we had. I didn't love myself because if I loved myself, I wouldn't have allowed myself to continue to go through what I went through with her and after. You got to love yourself so much that you can keep on marching when the worst things in the world are happening to you. And this is what I mean that your first heartbreak is going to turn you into a man because you realize that the love that you have for others that you can have for yourself. And for a man, that's the number one quality to have is self-love. You got to love yourself enough to provide for yourself. You got to love yourself enough to protect yourself. You got to have all this love. This is what being a man is. It's not doing the tough things in life. It's not the cliche, oh, this is what a man is. This is what a man's supposed to do. No, becoming a man is loving yourself. That's what it all boils down to. You are a leader. You had to move with such qualities. You had to be stoic. The weight of the world is on you. If you are not good, the world is going to beat you up left and right. I'm not a woman, so I can't tell you what the qualities of becoming a woman is, but I can tell you what the qualities of becoming a man is. Taking care of your responsibilities, taking care of self. I will always preach on this channel self love. If I didn't go through this heartbreak, I wouldn't be the man that I would be today. It took longer than expected, but I finally got there. I had to go through a lot to get to this. So this channel here is going to help you out. I'm going to tell you how to overcome these things. I'm going to tell you my advice, my experience. I'm going to be very authentic with you. I was weak. Me today would have never allowed myself to be in that situation. You have to love yourself more than anything in this world. Your first heartbreak is going to change the trajectory of your life. You either swim or you sink. You have to choose. If you don't choose, the world will choose for you, and it usually doesn't end well. Becoming a man is a painful journey, but it's rewarding in the end. You, 15, 16, 17, 18, to your late 20s, 30s, 40s, it's all predicated on what it's like to become a man. Don't be hard on yourself. You're young. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to do stupid things. But once you get out of high school, I'm telling you this now. Every decision matters. Every mistake is costly, whether it's to your mental health, emotional health, financially, physically, every single decision has a weight to it. If you don't have emotional regulation and self love, you will self destruct. Your path is no longer going to be peaceful to the things around you, it's going to be very destructive. So, when you experience your first heartbreak, here's what I want you to do. I want you to feel every single ounce of that pain, that betrayal, that losing of who you are, that ego death. I want you to feel that for a week at most. Once that week is up, I want you to fight against it as intensely as you can. I need you to love yourself. Start to do things that you love. Start to be honest with yourself. Hold yourself accountable. It's going to feel so uncomfortable. But once you had the skill set and you master accountability and self love, your journey will be much more easier. Your first heartbreak is canon. You will never escape from it. Your views on life will change permanently. But it's up to you to either swim or sink.